So in this video, I'd like to explain why I sometimes use a crazy amount of rifle grenades. As you can see in this video, I have 107 on my character. And there's two arguments against it. The first one is that it's unrealistic to carry that much. Or I think if it's physically possible to carry that, the game should allow it. And the second argument is that it's a waste of supplies. Now, I don't think it's a waste of supplies if the underlying plan you have for using it has a certain moderate chance of succeeding. So in this case, let's say you're defending a base. What I like to do is I climb on a high tower or some elevated position, and I just keep scanning the horizon for enemies. And eventually you see enemies coming into the base or approaching it, and you just keep firing a sustained amount of rifle grenades at them. And if you have this many rifle grenades, then you can keep that fire up for, I think, 5 or 10 minutes like that. And what that does is the enemy team, they have a plan of how they want to attack the base or some type of intention what they want to do. And that gets disrupted by constant rifle grenade fire coming at them. And at 400 or 500 meters, and this rifle grenade launcher on the Soviet side has about 400 meters range. At that distance, most players will have difficulty finding you if they don't use the binoculars, or if they don't have a rifle scope, and even if they know exactly where you are. At 400 meters, hitting with iron sight is pretty difficult. And you probably have 5 or 20 rifle grenades on them before they do any effective return fire at you. And even if your character gets taken out in a defensive position in base, then you can just respawn as a normal rifleman, go to the corpse, and take the loot, and keep firing those rifle grenades. And this plan also works on the attack. So, for example, if you let's say you want to attack Morton like that, then you go into a tree-line position like that, and let's say those are your friends, represented by fire teams. They move into the base, and you stay in the second line. You don't go into direct firing range. And most players have no difficulty hitting something at 200 meters, because that's a distance where you can really identify a player in the open, if you're not really scanning really, really precisely for them. And so your friends go in, and you're in the second line, you just keep raining rifle grenades at them. And the same thing applies. If your character gets taken out, if you respawn or another friend knows where you are, he can take the rifle grenades and keep firing like that. So I think in this case, it's not a waste of supplies. And I also think each player has a different definition of what waste of supplies means. Because let's say you take a BTR-70, you spend 5 minutes driving to the front line, and the very first RPG that's fired at you takes it out. Was it wasted supplies? Was it just bad luck? Was it extreme skill on the enemy player's side? Was it lack of skill on the BTR crew's side? Or was it a mix of everything?